Hey up, welcome back. The part I've been waiting for has finally turned up. I thought I ordered a black one, which would have meant, if you've seen my other videos, you'll have seen me sorting all these wheel hubs and brakes and everything out. So I thought, you know, being black, I could have just assembled them back up and got on with it, but now I'm going to have to paint it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand it down a little bit. I'm going to get a couple of other bits ready as well, because I'm going to strip them shocks down. I think I'll paint them. I'll see what they're like. If they're still usable, I'm just going to reuse them. I might look at getting some better suspension further down road, but for now I'm going to give this a quick sand up, get it ready for paint, get some other bits ready for paint, and see how they turn out. Then I can get this assembled up, new wheel bearing, everything, and I can finally get that front end back together. Also, there's these radiators. I did mention them in a previous one. I'm going to be doing a little bit of plastic welding, so I need to cut this off of this old radiator, plastic weld it on here. This is a plastic welding rod. Don't know whether you've ever seen it before. And basically I will be using my soldering iron, which is a soldering station, but this is a hot air soldering iron. So you just set it, I think offhand you want it about 380 degrees. You don't want to actually burn the plastic. If it starts smoking, you've got it too hot and it don't work right. It is very tricky to do, but I have pulled it off a couple of times, so I'm hoping I can get away with doing that. And then hopefully, like I say, get all front end back together, and then I can turn the car around and then start taking all rear subframe, everything off, and put poly bushes and everything on that. So yeah, let's crack on. We'll get this quickly sanded up and then have a look at these shocks that's buried under all that crap. Right, so these are my front shocks. As you can see, they look a bit grubby, but if you look what these springs are, if you can see that, the IBAC, I think it's pronounced. I know they're pretty good springs, so I think what I might do is just clean these up, see how they clean up. And these actual shocks, I'll give these a paint up, clean up. So we'll take springs off, see just how well these still work, and if when I push them in they come back out again, that'll do me. So I'll just get wire brush on, give them a really good clean up, and then they're getting painted. Right, so looks like I'm going to be getting a new shock, because this one is buggered. Yeah, pushed it down as easy as out. Absolutely no spring in that whatsoever. So yes, looks like I shall be ordering some new shocks for it. Right, so both of them are the same. To be honest, they're really easy to push in, not so easy to pull back out again. Right, it's another day. Got my brand new shocks come. They only ordered them yesterday, came today. I was very impressed with how quick they came. That's to replace them. Like I said, I'm going to keep these IBAC springs. I'm going to clean these up, and I'm going to get that. I've decided I'm going to paint them black, because I've already got the black paint in there. and I've run out of the green paint, so I'm going to paint this up black. I'm going to clean them up, paint them up black. I'm not going to bore you while I wire brush all these up, so we'll just jump to where I'm painting them. Right, got them cleaned and painted. It is chassis black, so it's well, I'm told it's a flexible paint that's alright for rust, painting over rust, whereas I did clean them up fairly well, but there were still little bits that won't come off, but other than odd run, they don't look too bad. Give them another coat in a minute. Right, it's another day. Got all these new bits for the springs. That's assembled, reassembled this one. New bearing in there. So I've just got a lot of little bits to do. If you remember in one of my previous videos I said the subframe bolt that I had was worn out. So I ordered another one, which the picture and the description was exactly the same as this one. However, they sent me this one out, which is a totally different one. But I think it will still work the same way, so I'm going to use it anyway. Yeah, so it's a lot of little jobs to do now. So I'm going to get under the car, I'm going to sort the subframe bolts out. Then we've got all these, I'm going to put these on, get these sorted out, then I can start assembling my new suspension and get them put on. Right, so pretty much that side assembled. I've not tightened these down. I'm going to wait until I put some put the weight of the car on them before I nip them up. I'm just going to get the suspension back together now and get that put in. Right, so see if we can get this right. Didn't get any new ones of them, so I'll just use it. Bit of a clean up. Right. So bearing section. It goes like that. Right, so I have just tightened it up. It does still spins all the tube, so you know the shaft. So because obviously when the car's turning, all this assembly turns with the knuckles. So there is a bearing in there. It does feel a little bit stiff. I don't know whether I have tightened that right down. I can always slacken it off later on when it's in the car. It's easy accessible if I need to. I need to do a little bit more research just to make sure I have got that right. So I'm going to stick that back in and get the rest of that side assembled, and then I can lower car down, put some gearbox oil in, do the same with the other side. Then I want the car to be level when I top the gearbox oil up, make sure I get the right amount in. So yeah, let's crack on and get this one put back in now. These had a bit of surface rust on them, as you can see. Just give them a wire brush up on a old hub assembly. So we'll just grinder got it spinning and just cleaned all that surface rust off. They are good discs, they're relatively new, so I'm going to reuse them. So let's get that on, get that brake caliper put back on, and that's pretty much that side done. Here we go. Don't look too bad at all, that does it? One side done. Stick wheel on that. I can lower it down. Like I said, move on to the next side now. I'll not bore you with everything doing on the other side. I'll just crack on with it done, and then start putting downpipes back on. There we go. These are not the wheels I'm keeping though. I've got some proper phase one. But that's that done. Need to put exhaust on now. Just seems to be sitting a little bit higher than what it was before, but I'm sure it'll settle, especially when a bit more weight was on front end. Right, got some of these to put on as well. Oops, 2 of them. So we're thinking about putting a bit of exhaust paste on as well, but I'm going to be looking for a new exhaust anyway. This one's a bit crappy, but I'm going to have to use it for now. So maybe some point in future, definitely want a new one of them. So I'll just whack you on a quick time lapse and we'll get that fitted. That were a bit harder than it should have been, but I've not connected the full exhaust up. I've only put the downpipes back on. I will be moving it, turning it round and taking all back end off anyway. So right, time to fix that radiator then now. I'll get that put on. Right, so just chop this one off the old radiator. That needs to go on there. This is the plastic welding rod. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the soldering iron first, just to get it to sort of weld into place, and then I'm going to put some of this stuff, feed it in to bottom, try and build it up, and it'll melt it into the bottom and into this little pip. Well, that's the plan anyway, so let's give it a go, see how it turns out. Right, so I've got the soldering iron set to 370. So let's just see if we can, just a case of mushing it together. Right. And a bit more plastic into it. I think normally I would use the hot air section, and you can sort of feed it in, but with this being such a delicate small section, I think I might just stick with this. Just try and melt it all in together. In fact, got a little extractor unit built in, so use that because it does stink a little bit. can get proper plastic soldering irons. This is just a normal soldering iron, but it still works. Does the job. I think a flat tip might be slightly better though. Keep mushing it together like that, smoothing it out, making sure it's melting into the bottom section and the little pip. All that extra plastic that I've put on, sort of mixing it with each other. But it's pretty handy doing this. You can fix cracked bumpers and all sorts with it. I think that'll do. Yeah, I don't know how well you actually got to see that, because I know it kept going out of focus, but that's pretty much it. If you wanted, you could sand it back up. Well, that feels pretty solid. I'm not going to tug on it too much because it will snap back off if I put too much force on. But that is pretty solid now. So we'll get this radiator fitted now. Right, radiator's in. I forgot to press record when I put it in, but never mind. Still got all wiring to do. It's pretty much, there's only 2 or 3 pipes that need connecting, so we'll call it a day for now. Right, so this video is getting quite long now, so I'm going to call this the end for this one. In the next one I'll be finishing off the wiring, getting all the rest of the fluids in and doing the first start on the engine. Hopefully I'll be able to get the car turned round then and make a start on dismantling all the back end. So if you're liking these videos so far, if you can do me a favour and hit the like, you can subscribe over here and you can see some other episodes here, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.